Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Weekly meta breakdown time, standard best of one format. Just as a general servicing note, for this week we will not be doing Explore or Historic until we get about a week's worth of data. Untapped usually locks its data set for a week in between set releases. We just had anthologies, so as soon as I can get that data, I will get it out. So it won't be part of the regular weekly content, but as soon as I can share new decks, I will. But if you're looking for decks in the meantime, I've posted a bunch of gameplay on my channel, so you can check it out. Got a couple 7-win runs, a lot of cool decks that we featured with a lot of the anthology cards if you want to jump in and use some of those new cards you bought. Likely not out of the historic anthology because nobody wants 10 basic lands. Or 10 uncommon common lands. In any case, standard best of one. For those of you new here, what we do is we look at the top performing decks on the arena ladder. This one, like I said, is for standard best of one. We get the data from Untapped GG, which is a companion tool that runs alongside your arena client. Tracks your win rates, loss rates, deck collections, tells you what you can build, what you're missing. I click copy to MTGA, all these green buttons loaded in. Link is in the video description. Click it and then sign up. It's free for pretty much all the useful stuff. And then they got some other stuff that you can pay into if you want, like draft help and like some of the premium content. But in any case, we will jump in. I'll copy these deck lists in the video description so you could import it as well. So we're looking July 23rd to the 30th, Platinum to Mythic, 190,000 games of the Magic the Gathering. And Big Bad Boros back on top. We had a couple weeks where Boros kind of slipped to second or third place. It's back on top, 65% win rate. This is just a very aggressively slanted Boros deck. Boros Haste, modified sub-theme. You got haste creatures like Thundering Raiju, Sunrise Cavalier, Bloodthirsty Adversary, flipped Kumano. You put counters on things with like Luminarch, Kumano, the Thundering Raiju. You got 8 pieces of burn with Brutal Cathar's removal, and it's turning creatures sideways, it's smashing in. This mana base is terrible. Play 4 Sundown Pass. Don't play Jetmir's Garden. Play the channel line, stuff like that. Let me see if there's a better version. Okay. So I'm going to paste both of these. Take the mana base from this one. This mana base looks a little bit better. You can play Sundown or the Snarls, up to you, but play your channel lines, play your creature lines, stuff like that. This version here is basically just playing Kami's Flare instead of Roil Eruption. Instant speed with the extra burn damage associated with it, but I'll paste both of them. You can see whichever one you want to play with. So then jumping into it, we have Rakdos Sacrifice, Rakdos Anvil. So this is a kind of aristocrat style theme for those of you who played aristocrats back in the day. So you want to sack artifacts with Onicall to Anvil for value to get drains. You have Meat Hook to drain your opponent. You make blood tokens with Blood Tithe as well as Voltaren Aperture. You got like Synthesizer for card advantage, Deadly Dispute for card advantage, Voltage Surge, scalable removal spell, Fable to copy things, and Omnixus on the top end, kind of just value chain engine. From there, we move to Mono White Aggro, and from week to week, we always just check with Mono White. What are their 3 drops of choice, and are they playing 4 drops? It's kind of the configuration differences. So this week, they are going with 2 Cathars, 3 Apparitions, 2 Redains, and then kind of the Elite Spellbinder and Resplendent Cathar Adeline. It's actually interesting. I don't think Spellbinder, based on what we're seeing right now, is the best choice in terms of taxing, because it's only 1 toughness, doesn't block well, and there's a lot of creature decks. So I think maybe going up in terms of more just like Cathar Apparitions might be the right call. These 6 cards usually come in when it's more of a Meat Hook Massacre format, big mana format, stuff like that. So something to just consider if you want to play it. And then this version's on 2 Wandering Emperors that we see at the top of the curve, as well as a Legion Angel. The rest is kind of just taxing, aggressive one-drop creatures. From there, Selesnya Enchantments. We have basically a lot of 2-drops, but this version here is not like Runes where you're kind of combo killing, you're getting incremental value with the deck. So Weaver of Harmony doubles up your enter the battlefield or triggered abilities of your enchantments. So if you like touch the Spirit Realm or Circle Confinement, you can pay an extra mana and exile 2 things. Your draw triggers your chapters 1 and 2 of Mashiko, your draw, Spirited Companion, all could kind of double. You make things really big on Kamiya Transience or Generous Visitor pumping the squad, and then you got like Jukai Naturalist to reduce the cost of things. From all these creature decks, we move to Control. And this is Esper Control, 61.9, 62%. So it's just like Sweepers and Planeswalkers and card advantage. So you got Doomskars, you got Farewells, you're trying to kill things. You have Wandering Emperor for kind of another exile effect at instant speed. Plays nicely with all these 4 mana spells. The one thing is with like Thalia. So like if you're running into this deck a lot, then this configuration of Mono White's really good because you have Redain that taxes all this. Spellbinder hits all this. I don't think Test of Talents is really well suited in this current format. Again, just a lot of creature decks. This could be a dead card at times. But you can throw it away with like Kaido. You got the Marches for removal, some Vanishing Verse, some counter spells, Hullbreaker, and Emerius Call are your predominant win conditions, as well as a Hall of the Storm Giant hiding away in the mana base there. We go to Mono Green Stomps, and this version here, we're really looking at the top end of Mono Green, so we're seeing just 1 Invoke this week, and then 2 Unnatural Growths. So you typically see them moving to Unnatural Growths when there's an increase in the number of creature decks. Just lets you go bigger in terms of combat. All your stuff just is naturally a little bit bigger, but now with this you get to double on top of that. Really good with trample effects like Uvenwald Oddity and Old Growth Troll. Couple classes, 5 fight spells, 3 protection spells mixed into that, and early ramp with Sculptor of Winter into some of your bigger threats here. We had Esper Control, now we go to Esper Midrange, so this is more of the creature-focused version. So you have like good 2-drops in Luminarch Aspirant and Tenacious Underdog. You have Rafine that kind of throws together the room, getting rid of your duplicate copies, throwing your underdog into the graveyard so it can come back. You got a bunch of removal in Infernal Grasp, Vanishing Verse, Meathook Massacre, Wedding Announcement as like a value engine, gives you attackers, blockers, card advantage, and an Anthem. Planeswalkers, you got Kaido, Sorin for card advantage, Emperor just all around great. Lulth kind of mixed into there as well. And then lastly, I found some spice for the week. Who doesn't like zombies? This is a 57% win rate deck. It is a Necro Duality Zombies list. So whenever non-token zombie enters the battlefield, you get an extra copy of it. This is a budget mana base, Snowlands, Champion of Perish, Shambling Ghast. You got some Bladewidge Scab to give you an Anthem style effect. Priest of the Haunted Edge can be used as removal. Kind of cool with Necrodementia or Necroduality. A bunch of the exploit creatures mixed into here. Archghoul as card advantage. Organ Hoarder, Nefri. It's a pretty budgety friendly deck actually. So other than the Necroduality and the 4 Champion of the Perished, the deck's all commons and uncommons. So if you're looking for a deck, seems to be doing alright. Let's just see if this is... Yeah, so this is a platinum deck. Gold platinum deck. You're not seeing much of it towards the top of the ladders, but it's still kind of a cool deck. Seeing zombies kind of come up from nowhere. But I like to try to highlight some of these newer kind of style decks when we can find them. In any case, thanks for watching. Like I said, this week we're just going to do Standard Best of 1 and Alchemy Best of 1. The Best of 3 Standard ladder has been pretty much the same 4 decks for the last 3-4 weeks that I've done it. So I am not going to do the same voice dialogue. If you want to see what's the best Standard Best of 3 deck, just check last week's video. It's the same decks. Rotation's coming up soon, and I'm thoroughly excited for that. Let me know in the comments what card you are most excited to see rotate out of Standard in the coming months. In any case, catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.